Chainsaw Man, Episode 4 through 6, a recap, prelude. Following the suicide of his father when he was just a child, Denji is forced to kill devils for the Yakuza to repay the man's debts. Working alongside his pet devil, Pochita, he'll do anything for some money. But unfortunately, one day, the Yakuza got possessed by a devil that uses them to kill Denji. In an unexpected turn of events, Pochita sacrifices himself to revive Denji and turns him into a devil-human hybrid, capable of killing all of his foes. After being offered a job as a devil hunter at the Public Safety Bureau, who have taken note of him, Denji begins working alongside Hayakawa and Power, a human and another devil-human hybrid, called a fiend, respectively. As he adapts to his new life with luxuries he never could have imagined before, he looks for a goal in life. Deciding to help Power recover her own pet, he heads to a strange house with her, only to be duped and offered to the Bat Devil in exchange for her pet. The devil turns out to be lying too though, going on to eat both her pet and Power. After a ridiculously high-octane battle between the Bat and Denji, the semi-human emerges victorious, ripping the Bat Devil's guts open. As a flashback of Power's life before the Public Safety Bureau plays, we see how she spent her days consuming animal after animal, Meowie being her only companion. When the Bat Devil captured Meowie, that was the first time Power truly realized how much she'd come to care for the cat, and why she loved blood so much. Back in the present, she awakens to Denji propping her up, having dug her out from the guts of the now dead Bat Devil. Since he's delivered on his end of the deal they previously made, Power informs him that he's earned the right to fondle her boobs. God help me, this is the horniest protagonist I have ever seen. Ahem, back on track. While Denji celebrates the reward he's earned, another devil appears and shoots his arm off. This new devil, with the appearance of a tentacle-bearing leech, reveals herself to be the partner of the Bat Devil, stating that while she's ready to spare Denji's life as she finds him cute, Power and Meowie will die. Unwilling to accept this, Denji pulls on his cord, trying to release his chainsaws, but it doesn't work. All that pops out is a mini chainsaw from his forehead, because he lost too much blood against the bat. Despite his lack of any real weapon, Denji uses his superhuman agility and strength to dodge most of the leech's attacks, dancing around them with a strange grace, and powering through the attacks that he does end up taking. Despite doing a lot of damage to the devil with perseverance alone, at one point even using the bat's spilled intestines to trip her up, eventually Denji's body gives out and he finds himself impaled on its tongue. Moments away from being eaten, Aki appears and summons a fox demon, decapitating the leech and saving Denji. Later, Denji wakes up in a hospital bed, Aki watching over him and beginning to grill him about how he and Power actually ended up in such a situation. Despite her betrayal, Denji protects Power and refuses to get her in trouble. Aki accepts this under the condition that Denji listens to him from now on, and leaves to get his report to Makima over at the bureau. The next morning, as Aki goes through his usual morning routine at his apartment, preparing a cup of coffee and heading out to the balcony, Denji wakes up as well, retrieving every jam available from the fridge to have some breakfast. The two seem to have adapted to being roommates quite well. After finishing his chores, Aki is prepping for lunch when Power arrives at the apartment and blows the doorknob off almost instantly to get in, declaring that she will be bunking with them from now on. With the fiend being even more filthy and uncooperative than Denji was, the two men find themselves on the same page for once, constantly having to berate Power for her actions, from flinging around food she doesn't like, to not flushing the toilet, to refuse to take a bath despite stinking. They're at their wits' end before long. However, to Denji, it all seems to have been totally worth it when Power enters the bathroom he's cleaning and takes a seat on the toilet, and informs him he may now have 3 squeezes of her boobs that he earned. Oh boy. Episode 5. Denji is overjoyed at finally being able to touch some boobs. As he goes forth for his first of 3 squeezes, he finds that Power uses pads to make herself look bigger than she is, but goes on with his remaining squeezes anyways. As she leaves though, he comes to a disturbing realization. It didn't even feel that good. Practically in shock ever since the situation in the bathroom, Denji has a distant look in his eyes and a vacant expression throughout his daily duties. Over at the bureau, where Makima is teaching him how to get his paperwork done, she notices this and asks him what's wrong. When Denji explains his situation and his frustration at the thought that pursuing something will always make him happier than actually achieving it, Makima does something he never would have expected, taking his hand in hers, biting his finger, and having him grab her boob. She simultaneously makes a request and promises to him as she explains the origin of the Gun Devil and how sought after of a kill he is by devil hunters. She asks him to dedicate himself to finding and defeating this devil, vowing that as long as he fulfills this task, she will grant him any wish he has. Y'all already know Denji. The second he hears this, he's already made it his new life goal, deciding that he'll absolutely be the one to kill Gun Devil no matter what. After a short flashback that shows us a scene from Aki's past while Makima explains the need to collect pieces of Gun Devil to find him, we shift to a hotel parking lot where Aki's Devil Hunter division have arrived seeking a devil with one such piece within it. Himeno, the senior-most member, Kobani, Arai, Aki, Denji, and Power, the 6 members discuss a reward for getting the kill on this devil when Himeno offers up a kiss for the winner. With Arai horrified by her being so callous and Denji rushing in with his motivation renewed, Himeno and Aki follow behind while discussing the new recruits' chances of survival. As they venture further into the hotel, on the 8th floor, they're met with a severed head with 2 feet attached to it that rushes towards them, terrifying Kobani, who has absolutely zero courage or confidence, quickly freezing the devil using her contracted devil, Ghost. Himeno allows Power to get the kill with a blood knife, with the hunters heading further up to find the other devil that must be there since this one didn't have a Gun Devil piece. Something very frightening comes to pass, which none of them can make any sense of. They're stuck in some sort of loop, which lands them right back on the 8th floor, no matter where they go. Upstairs, downstairs, everything leads back right to the 8th floor hallway. Episode 6. When the group sees that no matter which way they go on the stairs, they just end up right back on the 8th floor hallway, they leave. They begin looking for a way to escape, or at the very least help them understand just what the hell is going on. Aki enters one of the rooms and goes through its window, when he sees an identical room on the other side, only to exit to the hall once again from the room opposite to the one he entered. Denji shows up and provides the same discovery. The hunters all regroup in one of the hotel rooms and go over everything they know of the situation, again realizing they're in some sort of loop caused by whatever devil they're here to hunt. While Arai is hopeful that when the Bureau realizes they've been gone too long, they'll send another devil hunter, Himeno is quick to point out that they better hope those hunters don't fall into the same trap that they have. All the while, Kobani is having a complete and utter nervous breakdown, exposing the fact that her parents only see her as a source of money to send her brother to university and crying her heart out to the idea that she's going to end up dying right here. But Power just finds the faces she's making absolutely hilarious and can't control her laughter. Aki, meanwhile, has realized something that makes their situation seem even more hopeless. All the clocks on this floor have been frozen at the same time for quite a while now. They're not just trapped on this floor, but in time as well. With this latest revelation, they can rule out any chance of other hunters being sent for them either, which means they either find a way out on their own, or they actually die here like Kobeni's afraid of. Denji, the carefree idiot, just takes this news as an excuse to sleep as much as he wants in one of the beds, since it won't matter anyways with the time frozen. Later, Himeno wakes up Denji and explains what everyone else is up to, telling him they have to keep watch over Arai and Kobeni, who have closed themselves in a room. Drowning in their despair, Aki walks into the room the three are keeping watch over the others from, telling them that the devil they encountered before is still alive somehow, and it's getting bigger and bigger. When they hear the crash of a door being ripped off its hinges, the 4 hunters rush into the hall, only to see the devil now taking up the whole width of the hallway and growing further with time. While the hunters stand and watch in disgust, the devil with several faces begins making demands in a heavily distorted voice, stating that it will make a contract with them to release everyone, under the condition that they let it eat Denji. Surprisingly, Kobeni is the one who comes out of her room upon hearing this and rushes forward wielding a knife in an attempt to kill Denji and accept the devil's contract, quickly being neutralized by Aki, who kicks her knife away from Himeno, who elbows her gut, dropping her to the floor. Kobeni lays defeated while everyone else tries their own methods of harming the devil. Aki's summoning fails since they're in a different dimension than normal, but Himeno's ghost is easily able to pop some of the devil's heads. Unfortunately, all this does is make the creature grow even further. The hunters then argue over whether they should just accept the contract or not, Aki being firmly on Denji's side, while Power and Arai are in favor of handing him over. As more time passes, Kobeni grows more and more out of her mind, losing herself in the fear and despair, providing the devil with even more power and causing it to grow at a ridiculous speed through the hallway, forcing everyone to flee onto a ledge that appears at the elevator shaft. While both Arai and Kobani in shambles from their fear, they come together in an attempt to take Denji's life when Aki jumps in to protect him. taking a knife right into the side of his body. Seeing no other way to save Aki, Denji decides that if for no other reason than to settle this debt to Aki, he'll offer himself up to the devil on his own, allowing them to escape and save Aki. With his decision made, Denji leaps into the elevator shaft, pulling on his cord as he descends into the devil's mouth. The end, for now.